Hello everyone and welcome to today's live stream. Today we're back with some more Elite Dangerous, and unfortunately we're not going to be sticking with what I originally had planned. For those of you that saw my announcement in my Discord server, you probably noticed that I stated that we'd be running rescue missions out of a invasion system. Well, unfortunately, AXI, the anti-Xeno initiative, it's them among a few other groups that are known for their prowess in anti-Xeno work here in Elite Dangerous, um, are they're incredibly efficient when it comes to taking down invasions. And also considering the fact that I think it's been a couple months since the last invasion was seen, um, a lot of people flocked right to it. So the invasion system has already been cleared, so we're not going to be able to run evacs from there. There are plenty of alert systems though, with New Guang being our target of choice for this evening. And since they do have a couple of starports that are large landing pad compatible, tonight we are running my Orca. So let's go ahead and get things started. I said I've been running a lot of stuff in my Python, and while it is a very good ship, I am getting tired of constantly getting snagged by scythes and forced into a fight, as I do honestly much prefer just being able to run away from them with relative ease in my Orca. The only downside with Yorka is that I can actually fit more passengers into the Python, which is kind of ironic. The fact that, I've got a large ship here, but I can fit more into the medium ship, thanks to internal hardpoints and their distribution. It's one of those things that I find it kind of funny. And also to any viewers either on YouTube or on Kick that are dropping by after seeing my latest little video post, welcome to the channel. Glad to have you here. Also reminds me, for those of you that are in my Discord server, I am hanging out in the voice chat there. That way, if you guys want, you can hang out and chat with me, or for those of you that also play Elite Dangerous, we can link up and do some wing shenanigans. Or simple multi-crew, since my Orca does have a passenger seat. Getting these missions done will be nice, as my credit balance, we've gotten it up a decent ways, but it did recently take a hit because I decided to go ahead and buy a new ship, kind of a spur of the moment for the fun of it type bit. I decided to pick up a federal dropship. And I've been using that for some ground missions. It's actually worked out decently well. Um, I do have a couple of adjustments I'm thinking of making to its loadout in terms of armament. Excuse me. Plus, I could certainly use a little bit of engineering love. But other than that, I've done a few rounds of attacking surface settlements and running across various surface points of interest that have had hostile ground forces at them. And I gotta admit, doing a A10 style gun run with missile launchers is actually rather entertaining. That's not disconcerting at all. Jump into system and no hyperdiction. That is interesting. Interesting and somewhat unnerving. I'm being completely honest. Good old Da Vinci Corp. Oh, good. The port's on the near side of the planet. I like that. I hate when it's on the far side of the planet and I have to do a loop around to get to it. And drop. And for any of you that are new, if you're watching on YouTube, if you go into the stream's video description, there will be a link there to my Discord server. And if you're watching on Kick, if you go back to my main profile page on the About section, I have a link to my Discord server there. And eventually I will also be adding links in both places to my Ko-fi, once I actually get myself to a point where I'm regularly posting stuff there. I've had it set up and ready for a while, and I've made a couple of posts there, but I need to get myself to a point where I'm uploading things regularly. Alrighty, let's see what we've got. Naturally, we start with one of our VIP missions. What's a good high-paying one? Got 6.5 million there. That looks to be our best one. Evacuate politician. And let's fill up everything else. Not a lot of very high-paying missions. Granted, I'm not particularly high reputation with any of these factions. That probably does play a decent part in it. You know, I say not very high paying when, you know, half of these are, pretty much all of these are a good bit over a million credit payout. Who knows, if I do enough of these, I might even see myself hit 7 or 8 million credits. Am I already full up? 2 seats available, but none of the missions offered have 2 seats. Radio, let's get everyone taken home. It looks like my little TikTok announcement video is actually doing decently well. Pipe down. Oh, look, a dolphin. I know I've said it before, but if there's one update bit that Frontier's done that I'm not particularly fond of, it's the inbox messages from passengers. Zoom zoom. Alright, now for the fun of how many times am I going to have Scythes try and yank me on the way out of here? There it is. One thing that I really need to do is I need to get one of those pre-engineered FSDs for this. And just like that, we are home free. I love being able to just run and dip from Scythes. It is fantastic. And final jump. Man, y'all are doing so good staying quiet. I do like being you know, only needing 4 jumps to get to that particular system. Because it means, less time for my passengers to send a bunch of messages, while we're en route. I will say though, I might try and make it a goal that, during some of my interim time, between now and next stream, I want to see if I can try and get myself to at least 1,000,000,000 credits by then. Because then I can be, finally 1/10 of the way there on having the necessary balance to pick up a fleet carrier. Then I no longer have to be tethered to any single system. I can have my ships wherever I want them. One of the things I'm waiting for is to end up with Scythe interdictions happening here in Taktor. I don't know. I get the feeling that that might be a plot point that Frontier eventually might do. Is we know that the Scythes will operate at decent ways away um, from the alert systems themselves and whatnot. And so I'm willing to bet there's going to come a point where we're actually going to have to run defense around the rescue ships just to prevent them from being absolutely ravaged by Scythes. It'd definitely be interesting, I will admit that. You know, I've got my Python, which is, you know, I'd probably want to swap out the lightweight composite for military, mill grade, and then, you know, add some hull and module reinforcement in place of passenger cabins. But, yeah, I've got it fairly well equipped that I could absolutely wreck a bunch of Scythes in that thing. Plus, you know, with human AX and search and rescue ships around, there's also a pretty good chance that I could pull, you know, I'd have repairs readily available while fighting. And so I could stay in the area for a decently long time. Alright, and back out we go. Back out we go. You know, one thing I will say is, even though, you know, running the passenger missions isn't nearly as profitable as doing the AX conflict zones, I find it to be more my style. You know, those of you that have watched me for a while know that I'm not exactly the most combat oriented commander with Elite Dangerous. Like, I will do resource extraction site, pirate hunting. I'll do the occasional human standard conflict zones, stuff like that. But most of my stuff is mining and cargo transportation. And so doing these passenger evacuations, that's right up my alley, all things considered. I find it to be rather fun, honestly. I will say, I wish I could do this with my, I wish I could have done this with a beluga liner. Like, all things considered, there's nothing saying that I can't run evacuations in a beluga. It's just, it would be much more difficult, especially considering, the possibility of hyperdictions when going into the alert systems, as well as dealing with hyperdictions and system interdictions on the way back. But like, I could carry so many passengers in a beluga. Though, all things considered, if I really wanted to use a large ship to carry a bunch of passengers, I'd likely be better off doing it in something like an Anaconda. It's not much more maneuverable than a beluga, but at least with the Anaconda, I get hyperdicted or interdicted by a Scythe, and I can at least send it back to, I can send it to the hot place. And whatnot. I can take him down in an Anaconda because I've got so many weapon hardpoints on that thing. I actually have to look at that, play around in EDSB and see what kind of configurations I can throw together. Honestly, I'd probably have enough space. Even with stuff like a experimental weapon stabilizer and all the different passenger cabins. I could probably still throw on like a fuel scoop and whatnot. The only downside to using an Anaconda is the fact that it has at least one, but I think two military internal hardpoints, which I could probably throw in like a hull reinforcement package for one of those. Let's see, let's actually take a look at that. Because I am kind of curious on that now. We'll take advantage of the auto dock. Pull up Anaconda in Etsy. Let's see what we can get done with that. could keep the shields. Alternatively, let's see, where's my passenger cabins? Okay, so the passenger cabins only go up to size 6. And we'll turn one of those. There's one advantage running it shielded, means, even if I get immediately hit and whatnot, if I am not able to evade, it means that the Scythe it'll spend more time doing lightning attacks because it has to drop my shields before it can launch one of its breacher drones. Which means I have just that much more time to just rip it apart. Ooh, there we go. This one, there's another decently high-paying one. There it is. Jesus, like all the high-paying ones just disappeared. I suppose I shouldn't be too surprised. Seeing as mission pools are, kind of across the table. Even still. Away we go. So still keeping an eye on all of this. I find it interesting that I can't put the experimental weapon stabilizers in the military compartment. I can, however, slap a shield cell bank in there. Let's see. heck? Oh, that's stupid. See, that's what I get for not paying attention. I swear if I get interdicted. Dumbest thing. Come on. There we go. Alright, so which of you... Which of you is my illegal one? I should have known better than to just let myself slowly autopilot out of that starport. I should have known better. Oh well, that's what I get for trying to multitask. So that would give me fantastic jump capabilities. So with a fuel scoop, actually, I could do better. Just because most of these... It's pretty much all of these systems that I go to. You know, they're close enough that I really don't need the fuel scoop. So I can yank that, replace it with a FSD booster. And that will give me... Now that'll give me a pretty decent jump range. Overall speed is lacking. You know, I'm definitely not going to be outrunning the Scythe or its reboot missile or anything like that. But, you know, with 4 large enhanced AX multi-cannons, especially if I were to take the time to unlock the azimuth ones, I could probably tear a Scythe apart very, very quickly with that. Yeah, carrying a class 5 shield cell bank and grade 6 prismatic shields. You know, I could do a sizable chunk of damage with a Anaconda. And honestly, you know, still, you know, I could potentially take down a Scythe before it drops my shields. Certainly no guarantee in that. Let's see. That allows me to carry a total of 150 passengers. Which honestly is pretty good. So if we compare that to my... Because I know my Python carries more than my Orca. So my Python carries 122. Outfitting my Anaconda for passenger running would allow me to carry an additional 28 passengers. Which, depending on the mission, you know, that could be an extra couple of missions. Alright, let's see if I can pay down whoever bounties or fines. That's an... Okay. So that should take care of all of that. Oh look, up to cordial now. So now the fun part is, do I do another refit of my Anaconda? Or do I buy and engineer up a second one? Most likely I'd probably just do a refit of my current one, because I'm not really in a position. I don't have all the necessary materials to, fully engineer it. Or to fully engineer a new one, rather. Plus, I'd have to bump my rank with my superpower to pick up another prismatic shield generator. That might be something that I do for the next stream, is outfit a Anaconda. Actually, let's see something here. Okay. 3 large and 2 medium enhanced AX multi-cannons. I think that's actually exactly what I've got on my Python right now. So I'm pretty sure the Python is 3 large and 2 mediums. I don't have the azimuth pre-engineered multi-cannons in EDSY yet, which is a shame. Yeah. I may see what I can do about getting my hands on some of those. That way I can pick up, I can slap those onto my Anaconda and see what kind of trouble I can get into with it. Only boosting up to 349 meters per second is not ideal. Even if I max out my dirty drive tuning on the thrusters, that still leaves me just under 400 meters per second. Which could make things a little bit dicey entering an alert system. If I get that high prediction. That said, though, I think I might still be able to manage. Might being the key word there. Look at that. He managed to drop out on the right side for the mail slot. Other end of passengers. this is somewhat better. You know, getting some higher paying missions again. Alright, and another round of illegal passengers. This time we're actually going to make sure that we get clear of the starport before we end up getting scanned by system authority. And clear.
You are clear of the station. Flight control out.
Much better. We are out of here. Fantastic. And one of the things I might do on an upcoming stream, you know, take a slight break from all these passenger missions is, you know, I've got, you know, I mentioned earlier that I picked up a federal dropship. Excuse me. And right now I've got it parked in a anarchy system that's, you know, got a fair few planets and quite a few surface settlements. There's one that I hit the other day that, I land there and it's completely powered down. It's been previously attacked and whatnot. And, shortly after I get there, a couple of ships come in, drop some ground forces and whatnot. I absolutely, lay into them with the missiles, clear them out fairly quick. And, I remembered that I've got a power regulator in my inventory. And so I plugged that into the base, powered it up, cloned the profile of one of the dead technicians from the base that had level 3 access, and basically just walked through the entire base, picking up all the different engineering materials and such that were scattered around. And then as soon as I was done, I went back to the power plant and took my power regulator back. So that, I can have that on hand for a future mission. Either for a mission or, other settlement raids where I might need to, repower a settlement. Because, while I certainly could take the time to go through and, cut open access panels and all that, it's so tedious. And it's honestly, it's a lot easier to just, power up the base and then, clone a security profile. So I think I might do that for next week's stream. Head back over to that system and, engage in some more shenanigans. Just run rampant through some, settlement raids and stuff like that. Dang it, should have taken a wider angle of attack on this. Let's get everyone offloaded. And there we go. Up to 725 million credits. Still a decent ways to go before we're hitting a full million. But, we are making some very good progress. We're at a full billion, not. One thing I will say is, probably about the only thing that I don't really like about the passenger missions is that all things considered, excuse me, they don't contribute very much to the overall war progress, for alert and invasion systems. It's at least compared to stuff like sampling, the tissue sampling. I will say though, I am glad that they at least pay out halfway decently. something else that I may well end up streaming is within the AXI Anti-Xeno Initiative Discord. You know, they've got various challenge ranks and such. One of the ones I'm going to be trying for is called Snake Eater, where it's basically you kill a Thargoid, either a Basilisk, Medusa, or Hydra, using the original AX weapons. So the basic AX missile racks or basic AX multi-cannons. No weapon stabilizers, you know, none of the new stuff. And since I'm fairly certain that would turn out to be a rather entertaining sight for you guys, I think that might be a stream that might be something that I end up streaming at least a few attempts of. Because I plan on doing Snake Eater, but pairing it with one of the other progression rank missions for killing a Basilisk. And basically just give my, do a 2-for-1 type bit. Yeah, I think it'd be rather fun. Or, at the very least, it would have the potential to be rather fun. And here comes the overshoot. Dang it. See, this is what I get for letting myself get distracted. 5 million, 4 million. Guess we're doing the 5 million one. Ooh. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, 13 million credits. Yeah, definitely. Excuse me. Definitely going to be snagging that mission. Alright.
Detach confirmed. Watch for oncoming traffic when passing through the airlock.
Alright, so if I get back to Tarak Tor in half an hour, I get a bonus million credits. Let's do it.
You are clear of the station. Flight control out.
And away we go. And boosting away. Yeah, always just a little bit nerve-wracking when you drop out of, when you get hyperdicted and the Thargoid ends up right in front of you. It's like, ah, crap. One of those moments of, I know that I can get away without too much trouble, That's still one of those things. It makes me nervous every single time.
Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging. Incoming mission critical message.
Come on. Anyways. Stupid human pilots. Trying to steal my passengers. Right, that was 16, not 13 million.
Incoming message.
Oh look, managed to make ally status. And with that, I think we are going to call an end to today's stream, as I am starting. I'm not sure what it's been the last few weeks, but it doesn't take long for me to start feeling fatigued. So, unfortunately, we're gonna have to call it kind of early for tonight. Um, Regardless, though, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's stream. I appreciate you guys coming out for it. Upcoming streams tomorrow at 10 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time. We're going to be heading back for some more Space Engineers. I've done a couple of changes around my base, utilizing some of the new blocks from the Warfare Evolutions and Decorative Pack 3 update and DLC from Space Engineers. So, going to show off some of that, as well as get a start on our subterranean iron mine, as that's something that I'm very much excited to get a start on, because as I'm sure you guys have seen, we definitely need all of that iron. Then on Monday, we're going to be doing some MechWarrior Online, playing around some more with the new weapons that they added in, the X-Pulse lasers, binary laser cannons, and Hyper Assault Gauss. So going to be playing around with some of those on Monday. And that's going to be at 6 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. And then next Friday at 6 p.m. we'll be back for some more Elite Dangerous. I think next week we'll go do some ground assaults in that Anarchy system, and see what kind of fun and mischief we can get up to with that. So again, I appreciate you guys coming out for today's stream, and until next time, take care everyone.